So when you see the type of system, we have learned that. Next one, state of a system. The state of a system is defined by four measurable variables, that is composition, pressure, volume and temperature. So a system depends on composition, pressure, volume and temperature. If a system is homogeneous and consists of single substance, then the composition is fixed and the state of the system is defined by pressure, volume and temperature. However, the three variables are not independent. They are related by an equation of state by only two of them are independently variable. Already we studied. So pressure and volume relation, volume and temperature, pressure and temperature, like two dependent will be there. Another one will be independent. So the third one being dependent upon the other two. So two of them are independent, one will be dependent on the other two. If these three properties of a system are fixed, then all the other properties of the system are also fixed. So this is the main thing: pressure, volume and temperature. So the states of the system cannot be defined if the observable properties, that is composition, pressure, volume and temperature, change with time. For stationary values of the observable properties, the system must be in thermodynamic equilibrium. The system must be in thermodynamic equilibrium. That means the system must be in chemical equilibrium. The chemical composition should be the uniform throughout, and it should be a thermal equilibrium. That means the temperature must be uniform throughout and no change within the time. The system may be at a different temperature from the surrounding, then it is adiabatic wall between them. If the surroundings are separated by a diathermal wall, then there should be no net exchanger heat between them. So thermal equilibrium must be established, which means that the temperature must be uniform throughout and there is no change within the time. Next, the system must be in mechanical equilibrium. The pressure must be uniform throughout the system. So this all the one are equal means the system will be a thermodynamic equilibrium. The system will be a thermodynamic equilibrium. Next one, the properties of system. So the physical properties of system are two types, that is extensive and intensive property. What do you mean by an extensive property? Extensive, external. Extensive means external, it is there, name itself is there. When you see that what all the one you could see, that is external. That is external. So extensive property means external appearance, like you can say that. By seeing any person, what all the things we could see, that is the external. So when you see a system, you could see what is the volume of the system and what is the quantity of the system, that everything you could see. That is the external. Internal means intensive property. After studying the property only, we will come to know the properties of the other property of the system. That is known as intensive property. So extensive property depends upon quantity of matter. That means it depends upon the amount of matter contained in the system. That is mass and volume are two common examples of extensive property. If mass is more means we know that automatically volume also will be more. So the total value of an extensive property is equal to the sum of the values of for the different parts into which the system may be assumed to be divided. So extensive property depend upon quantity of matter. So intensive property does not depend upon amount of matter contained in a system. For example, you have taken a container which contain around 8 liters container. So you are heating that container. What happened to the container? That get heat and whole amount of water will get heated. So now what is the volume? 8 liter is the volume. So 8 liter is the volume, then it will have some mass, that is 8. It will be having the mass of the water. So when you are heating that, what is the boiling point? 100 degree is the boiling point of water. What will be the density? 1 gram per centimeter cube is the density of water. So what happen if you see the whole amount, the temperature is same and density also will be same. If you take any one particle also, it has the boiling point and it has the density. But if you divide that 8 liter into 2 parts, now what will be the volume? Volume will change into 4 liter in one container, 4 liter in another container. What will be the mass? Mass also now it has changed. So that is the extensive property. Now what is the temperature of the boiling point of the water? In one container also 100 degrees Celsius, in another container also 100 degrees Celsius. Did you understand? That is the intensive property. Internal parts, each and every part of the particle has a property that is known as intensive property. So few terms are there which are comes under extensive property and which are comes under intensive property, that you have to learn different scientific terms which all comes under intensive property and extensive property. Another one thing, when both extensive property divided by extensive property, you will get intensive property. That is the one. That means if two properties are there, the two properties, suppose we are making this definition of density. You take the density. What do you mean by density? Mass per volume. So what is the mass? Mass is the extensive property. What do you mean by volume? Volume is the extensive property. So mass per volume give density. So here mass is the extensive property and volume is the extensive property. So extensive property divided by extensive property gives intensive property, that is a density. So if any unknown property is there, means from the definition we can find out whether it is intensive or extensive. There are few terms. So extensive is the depend upon amount, intensive is depend upon, not depend upon amount or size of the particles. So properties of the substance that do not depend on the amount of the matter. If you see this, container A contain more amount of water, container B contain less amount of water. So what happened to the boiling point of that container of water is same. In container A also same boiling point, container B also same boiling point. So it does not depend on the amount of matter present in it. So that is intensive property. Next intensive property, freezing point and density also intensive property, melting point, condensation point, hardness, inflammable, combustible, corrosive. These all the one are example of intensive property. We know that combustible substance, it is a corrosive nature. Other than that, you can make a note of it. Other than intensive property, other whatever is given here, apart from this, some of the important terms which is related to thermodynamics also comes under intensive property. I'll say that you can make a note of it. That means density. Here it is given boiling point, freezing point, density, melting point, condensation point, hardness, inflammable, combustible, corrosive. Apart from that, refractive index, specific heat capacity, temperature, pressure. When you see the temperature, if a 1 liter water will be present in room temperature, that also will be in the room temperature. 10 liters water is there, means that also will be in the room temperature. Pressure, viscosity, the flowing of liquid, viscosity, molarity, molality. So molarity and molality not depend on volume, depend on the particles. Normality, so all those concentration, mass per mass, volume, volume per volume, this everything depend upon intensity. Next, molar enthalpy, molar entropy. pH, dielectric constant, electromotive force. These are the few examples of intensive property. When you see that, next, extensive property. When you see the extensive property, properties of the substance that depend on the amount of matter present in it. So how much amount of matter is present, according to that the volume differ and mass differ. So it depends on amount of matter and also size of the sample. So mass, volume, number of moles, heat capacity, that is either it is energy, work energy or energy change, enthalpy, entropy, another new terms, Gibbs free energy, internal energy. These are the example of extensive property. Enthalpy is denoted by capital H. Entropy is denoted by capital S. Gibbs free energy is denoted by capital G. Internal energy is denoted by capital U. So another one clue, what all the terms which we used for mentioning extensive property is in the uppercase, capital H. What are the property we used as a small case, that is intensive property except temperature. For temperature alone we use the terms capital T. Remaining all those one we use small. For density rho, pressure small p, normality n. So all those, this is simple trick only. So you learn all the terms which are comes under extensive and intensive property. It may use for attending the one word answer. Properties of the substance that depend on amount of the matter present in it. Volume, we know that how much volume, more volume is there means it will be having more volume and it has more mass, length, weight depend on that. Here some of the example is given. Can you identify which is the extensive and which is the intensive?